And hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Kyle the Pug's Sports Review Show, where we bring you the hottest sports topics in the sports world. That is right. Welcome to Kyle the Pug's Sports YouTube channel, and of course, the Kyle the Pug Sports Review Show. I am Kyle the Pug, aka Kyle Lodi. You can call me whatever, man, the myth, the legend, blah blah blah. I really don't care. But in everyone's eyes, I'm just Kyle the Pug, right? Yeah, whatever. Anyways, moving on here. So we have, of course, the three hottest topics for you today. It's going to be an emotional roller coaster ride of a show, guys, so you better get ready for today. So, and with that being said, I'm not alone here, as always, so Cowboy Nick, you want to say hi?
I got no folks to speak, Cowboy Nick. And yes, for all you ladies out there, I'm single. I look very good. I'm a mountain man, so I look very good. I'm very beautiful in my mountain man uniform and all that stuff, and just going out there and looking like a Rough Rider, and just going out there and just looking really good in my Rough Rider uniform, and going out there and being cool.
Okay, in other words, Nick, shut the crap up. That's enough. But anyways, moving on here really quick, we are going to be discussing some iconic people have passed away, and we'll get to that here coming up. But right now, we're going to recap Week 3 of the NFL. So, going back to all of the weeks here, or not all the weeks, but going back to last week here in the NFL, well, yeah, we'll really go back that far. It's been kind of an interesting week, though, in Week 3. And, the one that got to me most out of all the games, in the NFL was, how about the Philadelphia Eagles just ripping a new one in the Pittsburgh Steelers, 34-3. Never saw that coming. Carson Wentz. It looks like Carson Wentz might be the real deal for this Philadelphia squad.
No shit. I was like looking at this game. I'm like, what the fuck did they do?
I mean, honestly. I mean, you would have expected a better rivalry game than this, but the Eagles, like I said, they're the real deal, and they're good to go right now. There's no question about that.
Eagles over their knee and bitch slapped them.
Yeah, they pretty much own the state of Pennsylvania for the time being.
Yeah, no shit. That's what you call them nice. That's like an episode of Cops where you see the lady walk out, she's got burrs all over her face.
Yeah, I don't know what you watch for a living, but we're not going to talk about that. But the other one that kind of got me also was how about the Rams and the Buccaneers, where the last 2 minutes was actually delayed due to weather conditions, and not just for like 20 minutes, but it went on for like way longer than that.
Yeah, no kidding. I was like watching that game, and then all of a sudden the bad weather came in. I was like, what the hell? But I already knew the Rams were going to win anyway, because you looked at the score at the time, and it was just like, wow. Like, ever since the Rams came back to California, they've just been that old squad, and you hear all the Rams fans going out there like, yeah.
All right, well, here's the thing, though. It took the Rams 3 weeks to get their first touchdown of the season. So, basically, they only scored 12 points in the last 2 weeks combined. And, in Week 3, 37 points.
Yeah, I know.
On the road against Tampa Bay. So, and especially Gurley leading the charge with 85 yards, 2 TDs. That's pretty solid performance there.
Yeah, no kidding. And plus that new rookie that they got, too, that rookie halfback they have.
Well, Gurley's not a rookie, but he's more of a second-year sophomore than he is a rookie. But moving on here, and the Redskins on the road upsetting the Giants 29-27.
I knew this was going to be close, but I didn't think that this was going to end the way it did. But you know what? Good job, Redskins, but I did not think it was going to end this way.
Well, I mean, honestly, the Redskins are kind of underrated, but not well. It's not as underrated as everybody thinks. But if they actually get like a decent defense, maybe they could be actually decent. But you know, Kirk Cousins is definitely doing a very good job for this team. That's for sure. And of course, going to the Monday Night Football game where that was an absolute shootout too, 45-32 with the Falcons taking the win over the Saints. And honestly, with the Saints, I mean, Drew Brees is doing everything he's trying to do right now for this team, despite the Saints being 0-3. I mean, he's just been running into bad luck recently.
Bad luck? That's not bad luck. That's just wow. Like, the Falcons came into that. They came into this game and they just basically said, "We're gonna show you why the South is so dangerous."
Well, yeah, no kidding, right? Especially with the Falcons, and you have the Panthers down there, and then I mean, I guess you could add the Buccaneers, but they're kind of so on, so forth, blah blah blah. And how about the Colts beating the Chargers in the last second too? Especially T.Y. Hilton's game-winning touchdown pass let me rephrase that. T.Y. Hilton's touchdown catch right at the end to help the Colts win 26-22.
That was amazing. I didn't think it was going to be this close again. It was one of those games I didn't think it was going to be this close, but, you know, it just came down to the fact that the Colts, basically, they just were at home and they're like, you know what? This is our house. You can't come here and beat us in our house. Well,
speaking of not beating people in their houses, how about the Seahawks dismantling the 49ers in Seattle?
Dismantling? I wouldn't call that dismantling. I just basically knew that was going to happen because, you know, like, come on, the 49ers, they never do that well on the road anyway, and I just knew the Seahawks were just like...
They only did well in the fourth quarter, which they only scored 15 points, which at the point they were like, you know, down 30-3 in the fourth, and they got like 18 points. But other than that, they kind of were dominated like 3/4 of the way through the game.
Pretty much. They basically their best 2 quarters in the game were second and fourth.
No, their only best quarter in the game was the fourth. The second quarter they only got 3 points, and they're just meh. But anyways, how about the Vikings though? That's the other team I want to talk about. They are 3-0 right now. They upended the Panthers on the road. Do you think the Vikings are for real with them going 3-0?
Well, yeah, they did get that news. They did get a certain player from. They started doing better when they got a certain player from Philadelphia.
Oh, Sam Bradford. Well, Bradford has been doing decent for the team. I feel like he's been making himself at home at Minnesota.
Pretty much.
And they are going to be actually playing in Minnesota Monday night too against the New York Giants. And we'll save that for another show. But the Vikings right now, I think they're for real right now. I think this team has potential to make some big moves.
Yeah, but the other team that I thought was just, I didn't think it was going to be this cool. I didn't think it was going to be like this, but I knew it was going to happen, was what the Packers did to the Lions.
Well, that was kind of expected, of course. They're the rivals. Of course, they got a little tradition going way back. And Matt Stafford played really well, though. He threw 385 yards, 3 TDs, and he outperformed Aaron Rodgers, too, which is good for him. But at the end of the day, it was just all Packers and all at Lambeau with Rodgers and Jordy Nelson connecting together with those 2 touchdowns that they had together.
Let's not forget Eddie. And let's not forget what Eddie did in that game as well.
All right, so moving on, I think we'll talk about a couple more games here really quick. How about the Ravens suckering away for another game-winning drive here, 19-17 against Jacksonville?
Yeah, that was pretty amazing. I wondered, like, I've been thinking this to myself, like, you know, it's so early in the season, I've been thinking to myself, are the Ravens going to be that team from 2001 again?
Well, you're not just talking about that. You're talking about the time when they beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl. You're talking about that team, not the one from, 2001. But you're talking about, like I said, it's only 3 weeks. The Vikings, Ravens, okay, let me see if I can go down. The Broncos are also undefeated. Here, let me keep going down this list. The Patriots are also undefeated. Let me see. And that's it. Those teams are the only teams that are left that are undefeated right now. So, well, yeah, the Eagles also, especially them. But This is going to be an interesting year, though, and it's something that's going to tell us on who's going to fall apart first. That's going to be the one difference everybody's going to be deciding on. Like I said, we're going into week 4. We got some oddball, well, not oddball teams, but we got some teams that nobody would expect that would, well, except for the Patriots, of course, going 3-0 going into week 4. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what the NFL season has in store coming down, in the near future.
It's already starting. People are already saying that the Patriots are going to be that evil team again.
Well, except for the fans in Foxborough who think otherwise. But moving on here really quick, we're going to get to some seriousness here a little bit because, like I said at the beginning of the show, you guys better get ready for a roller coaster ride. And it's going to get really emotional for the next 20 minutes. So, first of all, I want to talk about Miami Marlins pitcher Jose Fernandez. And he defected from Cuba at age 15 and went to become one of the baseball's brightest stars, in the near future. He was supposed to be like one of the best pitchers in their near future, and basically he was killed early Sunday in a boating accident. And Fernandez was only 24, and there was 2 other men with him were found dead after the boat was discovered at the entrance of the Miami harbor. And at the death scene of it, and I just looked at it like on, I guess it was TMZ, or I think it might have been TMZ, I'm not sure, but I looked at the death scene out there, and oh my god, I felt like I wanted to cringe and throw up on the inside. I mean, it was just flat out awful.
Yeah, it was bad. It was also said that they were found without their life jackets as well, so
yeah, so this is actually, I don't know if you guys can see, I might put a picture up here really quick for you guys. That was what the boat looked like after the accident, and it was just flat out awful. And I will probably put that up there for you guys to check out during this video recording. And divers recovered 2 bodies under the boat, and a 3rd victim was found on the rocks. And the names of the other 2 victims were also in their totals are being withheld until relatives are notified. And basically, the men that were with Fernandez were basically his friends back then. So, and of course, Jose Fernandez, he was more than a ball player, and I'm going to explain why right now. So, Fernandez's death was a loss to Miami, to baseball, and to anyone who ever met him. And of course, this is what Below said about the whole thing, and I quote, "He was pillar to our community. He was involved in everything that he could give back. I've had the experience of talking to him several times. Down to earth, great person, and I'm sorry that I'm getting goosebumps right now. It's really hitting home, and it's horrible," unquote. So, Cowboy Nick, your thoughts on that quote?
Yeah, it was sad. And you look at the game that they played that day, they all were wearing his jersey.
Yeah, I mean, it's very emotional, and especially, I was watching a little bit of the game, and D. Gordon hit a leadoff home run, which was actually really, really fitting, though, against the Mets. And the Marlins winning that game, I mean, you got to give it to the Marlins on the game where it was actually the game was canceled Sunday, following his death. But, I mean, it was fitting to see that the Marlins did beat the Mets on that day. I was rooting for the Marlins, honestly.
And you look after that game, the players from the Mets actually went up and started. They gave hugs. They went up and gave them little in their ears. It's gonna be okay, kind of. Yeah, and that's baseball right there.
Well, you want to know what else they did after the game? They put their hats on the mound to honor Jose Fernandez, and they did a little, and everybody was silent.
All that as well. Yeah.
And then they just left the field like that for his honor.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really emotional, too.
Yeah, I thought that was great. But the one thing I will say about this, and the Coast Guard has said this, they have not released the cause of the accident, but they say that the one thing that was disappointing for them, these men should have, that these people should have known better, and that the fact that they did not wear their life jackets was a cause for this, and if they didn't have their life jackets... It was speeding.
They were probably speeding on the boat, which, of course, and this is from, we're talking about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning here, and they're speeding on a boat without life jackets and, no lights or anything. So, basically, this could have been avoided, but it wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, this definitely could have been I know people nowadays, they go fishing, at this time, especially in Florida where this kind of thing is popular. They actually take their boats and they actually go out for like speed fishing, and it's like I said, really, really popular. But as long as you have some like safety equipment, I think you should be fine. But anybody who is actually trying to do this, let this be a lesson, for you guys to make sure that this doesn't happen to you in the near future.
Yeah, it's important that I don't care how manly you think you are or how good your chest looks. Put your damn life vest on, and even if there's just kids and everything like that as well, put your vest on.
Oh yeah, just remember the kids too.
Yeah, and you think about this, put your vest on and you wear them. Why? Because if you are speeding, like if Kyle would never let me do this. So if Kyle had a boat and I was out in Mole Lake driving his boat and he was on it, and I was speeding, he would jump off before the boat even hit the shore, and then he would beat my ass for crashing his boat into the shore. But I still would wear my life jacket.
All right, so basically, this is we'll get to that. We'll talk about that like in another time. But Don Mattingly, I don't know if you saw the interview with Don Mattingly about this, but he was just emotional, and basically, this is his quote in the interview when he was actually this emotional about that. So he said, "When you watch kids playing Little League, that's the joy that Jose played with, and that the passion he felt about playing," end quote. And he only stopped like mid-sentence to wipe away the tears, basically, and because he appeared too emotionally shaken to continue the interview. So, and in the year 2016, not just like sports figures as well, but we've lost a lot of people during that time. But going back to Jose Fernandez really quick, he was drafted by the Marlins in 2011, and he went on to become the franchise's star player, named a National League Rookie of the Year in 2013 and a two-time All-Star. So this is just one of the most iconic deaths as of right now that it's still being shaken up to this day, and everybody's still talking about it too.
Oh yeah, and if you look at some of the minor league records, I actually looked this up. He was actually in the minor leagues for the Marlins team in the minor league part. He was on both their AA and AAA teams.
Yeah, from 2011 to 2012. Yeah, it was he was phenomenal down there. And there's no question about that.
And he came up like, what was it? Like he was only 19 when he finally was called up to the actual Marlins squad.
Yeah, exactly, and especially for what he's been through throughout his whole life. Attempting to flee Cuba, which he actually did though as a Cuban defector.
3 times. I mean, yeah, he tried to get out of Cuba 3 times, and then the 3rd time he finally made it.
Yeah, so like I said, he's been jailed for a previous failed attempt, and this time attempts to reach America with his mother and sister. So that was he's been on an emotional roller coaster ride as of lately, and nobody should be able to go through on this roller coaster ride of emotions, but it happens. It happens to the best of us, and when it happens to the best of you, there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, it's going to happen no matter what.
That's what happened to one of the best skaters in hockey, Arnold. He got on that. He was down in Manitoba. He got called up to Vancouver to play for the Vancouver Canucks. He played for 6 years, and on that emotional roller coaster went to a party, got done, got into his car, was driving, and he fell asleep behind the wheel, and the car went over a cliff and crashed and blew up.
Well, that's what happens when you should park your car to stop when you ever get tired, or go to a hotel for that matter. I mean, that's what people tend to do stupid things a lot all the time, and I'll admit, I've done some stupid things in my life, but they're not as bad as this.
So I've done plenty of stupid things in my life, like the time we were on live on air, and we were broadcasting a game, and I called it, instead of saying their name was Tigers, I called her Titters. So yeah, I've done plenty of stupid shit in my life.
I'm talking about outside of the media industry. I mean, yeah, I ripped into you for that moment, but
yeah,
you should have heard. You should have heard story.
We were at that we went to that sushi place for your birthday, and I was flirting with that one chick, and I was like really, really wasted, and I was flirting with that one chick, and I said to her that her boobs look like candy, and she smacked me in the face and knocked me on the ground. You were laughing your ass off about that.
Well, no, I just wanted to see if you were okay, pretty much. That was all what happened there, but... Okay, I want to, save that story for another time, because I would like to hear it again, like, off the air, if you don't mind. That would be wonderful, thanks. But, moving on here, of course, get ready for another huge death that happened in sports was... I can't believe I'm going to say this, too. Arnold Palmer, dead at 87 years old. And this also shocked the world, and he was basically the king of golf, and he basically was known for having, people try out a drink called, well, not just that, but a drink called the Arnold Palmer, too. And we're going to actually talk about that here really quick. So, Arnold Palmer was was honored with the Congressional Gold Medal, and who again offered golf tips to some of the most important politicians in the country, jokingly thanked the House and the Senate being able to agree on something. So, and that was Arnold Palmer, a man who connected with the masses, who related to kids, the hourly wage employee, the CEO, and the president. So, Palmer, who died Sunday in Pittsburgh at the age of 87, was the accessible common man who would become the king and lead his own army. Along the way, he became one of the sport's most best players and a successful businessman, philanthropist, trailblazing advertising spokesman, and of course, the talented golf course designer, and of course, an experienced aviator. And basically, this is what the U.S. Golf Association said in a statement, and I quote, "We are deeply saddened by the loss of Arnold Palmer, golf's greatest ambassador at the age of 87. Palmer will always be a champion in every sense of the word. He inspired generations to love golf by sharing his competitive spirit, displaying his sportsmanship, caring for golf and golf fans alike, and serving as a lifelong ambassador for the sport. Our stories of him not only fill the pages of golf's history books and the walls of the museum, but also to our own personal golf memories as well. The game is indeed better because of him, and in so many ways, it will never be the same," unquote. So your thoughts on that comment, Cowboy?
Oh, I cried. I actually went out, me and Uncle Larry actually went out, and hearing about his loss, I went to Dillard's, and they were selling the golf team for the Ryder Cup, the golf team, the U.S. golf team, and I actually bought his shirt. I actually bought the shirt that he designed for the golf team, and I bought one. And on the back, it actually has the number 87 for him, for marking how long he lived as a golfing legend. And so what I'm hearing, I don't know for sure if this is actually true, but I've heard that they're going to give his family a special golf jacket that actually is going to have, from the moment he started playing all the way down, it's going to have titles showing showing what years he's won all those titles and everything.
So this is Jack Nicklaus's quote on Twitter saying that he just got the news. It's not funny. Hold on. Just keep everything for yourself for a second. This is Jack Nicklaus's quote on Twitter. "I just got the news about at 8:45 that Arnold had passed away. I was shocked to hear that we lost a great friend." And that's what he said on Twitter. And the whole Twitter world was shocked by surprise. Facebook, any just kind of social media itself was just, they were saddened by this loss. And of course with me, I was too.
How about Tony Jack Lynn, who said, unquote, "never played on a single winning Ryder Cup team, yet deserved much of the credit for turning the bundle matches into golf's treasure that we enjoy today." So that's what he actually said about the history was what he did for the Ryder Cup, and how he made history by doing what he did to make the Ryder Cup a better thing. And that's actually I believe it's starting today, the Ryder Cup.
All right. Well, speaking of which, though, Arnold Palmer did play on 6 Ryder Cup teams and was named captain twice, and he received virtually every award in golf and was the athlete of the decade for the 1960s in a National Associated Press poll. Who helped found the Golf Channel decades later. Also helped usher in the Champions Tour, where he won 4 times, including 5 majors, and that's pretty incredible to say the least.
Oh yeah, he's even, if I remember it too, a couple of people who I can't remember their names now, but they hosted a lot of the Masters and they a lot of the Ryder Cup and stuff, and they actually said that he actually came on air with them to talk about what to expect in these cups.
And here's another fun fact for you I'm going to drop too, is that Dwight Eisenhower, who also loved golf, was one of Palmer's best friends. And Richard Nixon also asked Palmer about the Vietnam War as well, and that Palmer played golf with both presidents, Bushes as well. So he got to play with a lot of good people.
Oh yeah, that's one of the most amazing things you can have right there. But I've always liked about him was his devotion to his family. Like things I've read about how he just loved his family. He taught his grandkids how to golf.
And going back to some Twitter quotes here really quick, and this is from, of course, President Obama. Here's to the king who was an extraordinary on the links as he was generous to others. Thanks for the memories, Arnold, unquote. That was by Obama on his Twitter page.
Yeah, and you have all these people who always will talk about Obama. Look how kind Obama is, you know. This is why I don't know if I'm even going to vote this year, though, on topic. I don't know if I'm going to
Here we go.
Because I can't do it. Like, I don't like Trump, and I can't deal with Hillary. I can't bring Clinton back into the White House. I can't bring her husband back into the White House. Why? Because the first thing you know, he's going to be out there. Hey, honey. Yeah, that's right. I'm back. I'm now the first man, baby.
Okay.
You know, he's going to have one of those little incidents again that he had before.
Okay. Yeah, but going back to Palmer here really quick, we'll discuss the topics, the politics here for another day, which I'm never really a huge fan of fucking politics for that matter. But hold on. But going back to Palmer here really quick, I mean, the whole sports world was shocked. In the year 2016, though, too, like I said, it's not the greatest year for anybody for not just for, death-wise in the sports world, but you got other people dying as well, and it's awful right now.
Pretty much. It's one of those things, and I just love seeing some of the photos I've seen of him in his old school golf outfit. Like, if I ever saw some dude just go out there in that old school golf uniform, I would totally give him a hug.
Wait, give who a hug? Arnold Palmer? I mean, the guy has passed away, but you give him like one last hug before he goes off?
I'd give his spirit a hug, yes. Because, come on, you know exactly what I'm talking about, Kyle. The old school 20s.
Well, yeah, I obviously do. But, I mean, that's just kind of ironic you would talk about like that during a time like this. I mean, yeah, it's definitely cool, though. It's old school. Everybody would wear it. Yeah, it's definitely awesome. But
I would totally wear it. I totally would definitely get the hat, get the pants like that, and all that stuff. I totally would wear it. I wouldn't care if someone called me a sissy. I'd be like, screw you. I'm gonna go hit this wall this many yards. Watch me.
Well, and all you'd be missing is the long socks too, and the golf shoes. That's the only thing you'd be missing.
I totally would wear it. Like if I had those shoes and the long socks, I totally would wear it. I wouldn't care if anyone laughed at me. I would flip them off and be like, screw you! I got me a hole-in-one, bitch. You know?
And he just won like $500,000 for a hole-in-one, and then again you would get the last off of him being like, hey, I got it. What are you guys doing? Oh wait, that's right. You were laughing before, but who got the last laugh now? Bitches!
I don't know if I'd get a hole-in-one my first try, but I
What if he did, though? I would probably... I'd cry if he did. I'd be like, bravo, man. You would retire after that too. Come back for like one shot and then just retire. Be like, I'm done.
You'd probably just walk into the club and be like, hey, give me something so I can forget about this pain.
No, I would ask you if we would split the cash, so that way I can get all my shit taken care of. But that's besides the point, though. But I know you would, though, too, because you're like a homie to me. But here's some money for you, and then here's another check for you, and then I go give this guy another check for you, and stuff like that. But
and you know what? I would totally ride the golf cart, like my old pimped out golf cart, not have like freaking a stereo on the background, just like freaking jamming music out in the back.
Exactly. But anyway, okay. On that bombshell, as Jeremy Clarkson would say, we are out of time here on today's show. So thank you guys so much for enjoying this show. And if you guys did enjoy the show, please drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to my channel, because it definitely helps my channel grow. We're on the road to 50 to 100 subs on this channel, for that matter. And if once you guys do hit the subscribe button, there is another thing that YouTube added. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon next to the subscription after you subscribe, so that way you can get all the notifications, not just with videos, but with of course live streams as well. And do the same thing for my main channel as well, because that also helps too. So with that out of the way, I'm Kyle the Pug, and for Cowboy Nick. All right. I was expecting something else, but okay. And anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for joining, and I will see you guys Friday in the next episode. So have a good day, and as always, stay safe. Peace!
You've been out all night, I don't know where you've been. You're slurring on your words, not making any sense, but I don't fucking care at all. 'Cause I have hella feelings for